looking around to see if I had any cool glasses to wear as well.
That's okay. We have the matching black tees on.
Yeah, I know. I got the memo on that.
There we go.
I have some cool shades somewhere, but I can't like place them right now. But they're
I'll
in existence.
I'll definitely take your word for it. Well, my name is Morgan, and I'm with Scenes in Color. How are you?
I'm good, Morgan. How you doing?
I need to kind of edit my name there. I'm not sure why it says that. That was from
Yeah.
my editor, but we'll just go ahead and go with it.
All
So, I
right.
mean, Landman takes us to the heart of West Texas, and everything is bigger in Texas, and big oil drilling is the name of the game,
Yeah.
definitely in this series. So, what was it like for you when you got the role for a show that has some of these big names like Demi Moore, Sam Elliott, and of course the lead, Billy Bob Thornton, as Tommy Norris. So, what was it like for you when you're like, oh, yeah, I landed this job? It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. It's right up there with like, why you want to do this job to begin with is to like work with the people who are kind of the very best at, at the game itself. And so, yeah, I think that was like, aside from like obviously being able to work with Taylor Sheridan and like, and his writing as well, I think that's the kind of, that's right up there with like the most enticing element of wanting
Mm,
to be part of something like this. And also, you want to be involved or do something creative with those guys that is good too. You know what I mean? And so like it's a good show and you get to work with these people. So yeah, man, it's yeah, I'm super lucky, man. To be honest with you, I think there's
definitely.
some part of me that just doesn't believe it's happening and that it's not real.
Kind of got to pinch yourself to
Like,
make sure.
yeah, like what are they doing? What am I doing there? So so yeah, no, I'm like super, flattered that I get the opportunity to work with these guys and
Hmm.
yeah, I loved it, man.
Well, that
It's
kind of brings me.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Lo.
That I didn't mean to cut you off, but that kind of
No,
brings
no.
me to my next question. This show is in the Taylor Sheridan universe. Did you
Yeah.
have any other shows of his that you watched before this series?
You know what? If I'm being honest, like, I I I hadn't. I
Hmm.
was aware, obviously. I met Taylor before I had seen any of his work, and I'd heard about it. Actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. See, I wasn't honest. I'd seen his movies, so I don't know if like the
Okay,
universe that you're
that
talking
counts.
about is
That
different.
counts.
Yeah, I'd seen he wrote Sicario, right? So I'd seen that, Hell and High Water. Yeah, I'd seen Wind River. Like I'd seen his films. I wasn't aware of the stuff that he'd done on TV. And then, I met him. We talked about it, and then I watched Landman,
Mm.
the first season. Like loved it. I was like, oh man,
It's so compelling
well, it's
right
compelling,
away.
but yeah, love. But it's also like in this, also like as a consumer, you watch TV, you watch film, and like I'd say, maybe like 10% is really good, maybe
Mm,
less, maybe even
yes,
like 2% sometimes. So it's cool to watch something that you're going to be involved in that is actually good, like you would want to watch. Do you know what I'm
right.
saying? So
As a
that there's
consumer, right on both sides.
yeah, exactly. So here I am watching something that I would want to watch anyway. So that's a cool thing. And
Mm.
then, the only other thing I watched there was the love story. Is it in 1923 or something like that? I kind of so I was like,
Yeah,
watch
that
that,
one
watch
pulled
that.
at the heartstrings.
That one, yeah, that was good. So that's it really. I think I need to catch up on all of that stuff. There's a lot to get through.
Right, right. Definitely. I mean, he has so many different areas and ways and avenues that he brings different characters to life. I mean,
Yeah,
now let's talk about your character, Charlie Newsom.
yeah.
We're introduced to him. He's sitting on the runway on a plane. And at least for me, right away, I felt like the plane wasn't the only thing that's going to cause a bumpy ride and some turbulence here in this season. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Charlie is charming, he's handsome, and he's just very intriguing. So, can you tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about what it was like for you filming that first scene and just having that character introduced in such a smooth way?
Yeah, it's funny that man. That is yeah. It's well, we shot it in like the reverse. So we shot the bedroom scene that happens later. That was my
Mm-hmm.
first scene that I ever shot in the
Like,
show.
welcome
So like
right away.
straight in there, like naked, with Kayla, and then that was kind of odd trying to establish the character in reverse that way. So like we had to like, okay, so on in the plane, this is how we're gonna play it and whatnot, right? And so then um we we kind of so we reversed engineered it in a sense as like going like, okay, so how do we want to approach this on the plane? And something really kind of interesting happened. I did the scene in the bedroom, and I think I don't know if it was too. I didn't want to be like. I don't want to be like it's that some smooth operator like guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it was more, and for Taylor, I think it was like more like, man, I just got super lucky,
Mm-hmm.
which I did, and I've hooked up with this incredibly beautiful woman way out of my league, and the circumstances have been insane. And would I like for
Right.
something more to happen? Yeah. Is she likely to ever want that with just, chart like, no, probably not. So what we did is that when we shot the aeroplane scene, which was super fun to do, and all, it was like
Right.
a theme park ride, you know, um, it was just kind of very. It tried to ground it in a sense of like, she comes, she sits there, and I'm just like, wow, she's really beautiful, but like, she's from a different world
Right.
to Charlie, and so why would they ever interact? So I think they loosen up in the way because of the circumstances of the turbulence, and then
Right.
him
Right. It
trying to
causes a
start.
different dynamic between those characters than
Yeah,
if they would have
yeah.
just sat down and rode on a smooth ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe if that happened, maybe nothing would have occurred there, or maybe it was, I believe there is some like if you're meant to be something, there's
Mm-hmm.
circumstances will
It's a
occur
reason
that.
she sat in that seat.
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason she sat there, whatever that might be. There's a reason that there was all that turbulence. There's a reason that he had some booze on the flight. There's a reason, and the circumstances just happened to lead to that, rather than him being like, like I wanted to play the opposite. I didn't want to be like, oh, for me, in my mind, I'd be like, why would she even be interested?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's in his, she's beautiful and comes from this, intelligentsia world, and like, and nothing. Yeah.
He's
So
more gritty and everything, but it came across on screen really well for sure. The chemistry is definitely there,
thanks,
and
Courtney.
you're welcome. I mean, and Charlie is definitely somebody that I think is gonna, shake the table a little bit, stir things up. And I mean, only within a few episodes, like you said, the no nonsense, tenacious lawyer Rebecca Falcone is kind of giving audiences a little different side to her after all. So, with
Yeah.
that being said, what are some things that you want to tease about Charlie? And what are some things that you think audiences might want to look out for this guy with the smooth accent and edgy haircut moving forward in the rest of the season?
Yeah. Well, I think firstly with, this is her story, and I think I come in, or at least I want to come in as some kind of catalyst to a different side of her. Like,
Mhm.
how can I think my objective within this is like, how can Charlie soften up this hard character?
And
You
explore her
know?
personal, side. We're used to seeing her in the business world,
Yeah,
tough as nails, things
yeah,
like that. But
yeah,
now we're seeing a little bit more of
yeah,
outside life for her, and Charlie's definitely bringing that out of her, and it's really
totally.
nice to see.
Yeah, I think there's this kind of like he has to counterbalance her. Like, Charlie's like this happy-go-lucky, live every day for that moment,
Mhm.
and you know, and somehow I don't know how to say this without saying it's like, somehow soften her up, and just get that stick out of her, so to speak.
Yeah, just make
And
her a little less rigid. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
less rigid, and I think that's what's cool as well for that character and for Kayla as well. Plays is like you get to see a different range of what she can do, and and
Right,
and,
right. It
and
opens
becomes
up
a yeah,
what she
becomes
can
a more three
explore. Yes.
dimensional character, and so so it's my job's come in and be like, all right, and Kayla and I, we have lovely chemistry, and she's such a lovely person, and she's so accommodating and kind and nice, and so open to me wanting to try different things, or wanting to, like, hey, what if we, and so it made it fun, and it made the job much easier or the objective much easier to soften her up and naturally bring this other side out in her. Listen, you got to watch it. I don't know, like, did it work? Did it not work? I think, you meet
It,
Charlie, and then the whole idea here is that you don't see him in the next episode. So maybe it's a one night stand, and maybe that's it.
well,
But
guess what? Fans will
what?
just have to tune in to
Yeah, they'll
find
have to
out. I
tune
mean,
in.
Landman season 2 is dynamic, it's
Yeah,
gripping,
baby.
and it's emotional sometimes all at once. And thank
Yeah.
you so much for taking the time to speak to me today.
Morgan, you're so
And we're going to
nice.
be tuned in.
Thanks, my love. Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you.